Today we're diving into one of the most infamous creepypastas of all time, Squidward's Suicide. This so-called lost episode of SpongeBob SquarePants has been circulating online for years, terrifying fans and cementing itself as one of the internet's darkest legends. The story goes like this. A group of Nickelodeon staff members were gathered together for a screening. They were expecting to watch a new episode of SpongeBob that hadn't yet been released. It was supposed to be a routine review before the episode aired. At first, everything looked normal. The intro played, the animation seemed standard, and nothing felt out of place. But as soon as the title card appeared, things shifted. Instead of the bright and quirky designs we all know, the title card simply read Squidward's Suicide in plain, unsettling font. The episode itself begins with Squidward practicing his clarinet. He's in his home, rehearsing for a concert that evening. His expression is tired, drained, and there's no background music, only the faint sound of the instrument echoing through the room. Already something feels off. We cut to the concert. Squidward walks on stage facing an audience that includes SpongeBob, Patrick, and dozens of other sea creatures. He begins to play, but the notes sound wrong, harsh, dissonant, and unpleasant. Instead of cheering him on, the crowd begins to boo. Their faces are strangely distorted, too realistic for a cartoon. The booing grows louder and more hostile until everyone gets up and walks out, leaving Squidward sitting alone in the spotlight. Then, things take a disturbing turn. The camera cuts to Squidward in his bedroom, sitting on the edge of his bed. The animation style is darker now, the colors muted, the shadows heavier. His eyes are drawn with red, bloodshot veins, and his pupils are small, almost glowing red. For a long, uncomfortable stretch of time, he just stares forward, completely silent. Suddenly, distorted sounds fill the background. Faint whispers, static, and the sound of a distant wind. Then Squidward begins to cry. But it's not cartoon crying. It's described as horrifyingly realistic, raw, and full of pain. His sobbing continues for minutes on end, gradually growing louder and more disturbing. And then, something far worse begins. Flashing images appear on the screen. Realistic photographs of violence, corpses, and unexplainable horror. The images are graphic, described as resembling crime scene photography, but edited into the animation in a way that made them even more jarring. Between these flashes, Squidward's crying intensifies. His eyes grow darker, the pupils glowing red, his mouth trembling as if he's on the verge of screaming. The sequence goes on for several minutes, pushing the staff watching it to their limits. Some reportedly covered their eyes. Others asked for the tape to be stopped, but it kept going. Finally, the episode reaches its climax. Squidward reaches into a drawer, pulls out a shotgun, and with trembling tentacles places it against his head. The sobbing stops. There's silence. And then, a single gunshot. The screen fades to black. According to the legend, the Nickelodeon staff were horrified. Many were speechless. Some left the room in tears. And soon after, the tape was supposedly locked away and destroyed, never meant to be seen by anyone again. Of course, this is where we step out of the story. Squidward's Suicide is not real. It never aired, and Nickelodeon has never created anything like it. The creepypasta was invented online, designed to shock, disturb, and play on the innocence of a beloved childhood cartoon. But despite being fiction, it spread like wildfire. It captured imaginations because it mixed something pure and nostalgic with something twisted and horrifying. The contrast is what made it unforgettable. Fans created their own artwork, video edits, and even fake recreations of the lost episode, fueling the myth even more. Over time, Squidward Suicide became a cornerstone of creepypasta culture. It's one of the most famous lost episode stories, alongside tales like Mickey Mouse's Suicide or Max and Ruby 0004. Whether you see it as disturbing, fascinating, or just internet shock horror, there's no denying it left a lasting mark on online storytelling. And that's the tale of Squidward's Suicide, the episode that never existed but somehow managed to haunt millions.